Hey, how's it going, everyone? Hang on a second while I fix. It's good, I think. I can't tell if I'm live ever. Such a joy. All right. See how this turns out. Well, Google keeps changing their settings. Yesterday was different. Today it's back to the way it was the day before that. And there's glitches and blah blah blah. Wish I'd figure it out. Anywho's, I guess I'm live. So let's get on with it. Today was a nasty spike down on gold. Some kind of a glitch, I think, but it was pretty good. $20 down, $22 down, and this spike goes all the way down 100%, 1,000%. It seems like down to negative 1212, well below zero. So some funny games going on, I guess. While no one's watching, you know, it's supposed to be a holiday, and the futures market will be up. I believe it'll be open tonight. Not sure, but it's moving up right now. Here's a 60-minute chart. So this was down. I can't even be sure where it was. 5-minute chart. Let's see if we can find it. It was all the way down to 1218, and it spiked down really fast and hard. It's just a fat finger, I think. But knowing these computer glitches, I think that maybe a short position was cashed out, way down 1,000% below zero. I don't know. Who knows? Anyways, there's a fat finger on the charts today. Can't explain why. 1 minute it was bearish, next minute spiked down, next minute it was moving up, and it's still moving up. That's a 5-minute chart, bullish on 5 minutes, flat top break coming in, pair resistance at 1225. And here's the hourly. Here's that resistance coming in. See how this pans out. Really hard to tell what's going on. We need to get back above support levels. Fell below our little trend line there. I think it will. I think this was just a slingshot pullback. So sorry, I'm still checking to see if I'm live. All right, let's just start with the dollar. Dollar did what we expected, coming back into resistance. Came down, coming back into resistance now. Off the open. It should get rejected. Come down, make an opposing point. This could be a bottom pattern forming, left shoulder head. Making reverse head and shoulders. But let's see how we get, when we get to resistance, how the rejection is. It's going to be just slow and easy into resistance, or is it going to just flat out run into resistance and get thrown back? We did get a breakdown, so I expect prices to fall down a little bit more. S&P had a good day. But again, rejected by the 8 on its way up, making a falling star now on the close today. Falling star on the 4-hour. It looks like Looks like on the 60 minutes, a right shoulder's coming in. Left head, right shoulder. Needs to break that neckline. So it's back into support. Let's see if it gets if the pattern fails. There's that previous pattern I was warning about. If this does not hold up, watch for some kind of a gap and run across the support line. Oh, thanks, Jenny. Happy 4th to you. I think we got our fireworks on Saturday night around here, so I'll be sitting in the office tomorrow. Ain't nothing better to do in this small town. Get some work done. I got a 2-bar pattern on the 60 minutes, so it could just end up being bullish off the S&P, but I do have reversal patterns on the 4-hour and the daily, closing in for the week so far. So far for the week, it's above the 8, our support line, so we'll have to see how that turns out tomorrow. Watch for the open on the downside on the daily. I guess not tomorrow, excuse me. Market should be close tomorrow, I believe. The VIX is gearing up. Had the bust come back in, the bust come back in, got rejected there. 2-bar pattern here, busted out, came back in. Look for a flat top break on the VIX if the S&P wants to turn around. The Dow is doing better than the S&P. That's not a reversal bar, but that is a rejection whipsaw across previous highs and back into support. So is that the head fake or is it a rejection? We'll have to find out. If it breaks down this candle, 21,393, I guess. Can't believe the Dow's way up there. NASDAQ is definitely bearish. It's going to stick to bearish all week. Could get a breakdown, bearish retrace, and then let it fall over. Crude. I think crude, all the analysts were, oh, crude's going to fall over. It's going to go back to previous lows. I don't think they were paying attention to the weekly pattern because there's a huge weekly pattern reversal. It's a huge pattern. And it crossed the 34, came back into the 34, and now it's bouncing. So it's got a lot of work to do on the upside. This could be a bearish retracement and fall over. But the longer pattern says it's bullish. And this was just the right shoulder slingshot pullback. Gold, again, I hope this stupid fat finger wick is disappeared by tomorrow, but because now the charts are going to be all skewed. Pretty hard to get a really good picture of what's going on because the chart's trying to pick up that low, and that low is all the way down to nowhere, negative 1,200. And that just changed. Maybe it didn't change. Anyways, I was mentioning earlier, I think this is just a slingshot pullback. So far, so good. We need to get back above support lines. That's the weekly. And there we go. The only thing on the daily is the 8's crossing over the 34 trend, and now the 13's following. So this could be a bearish retracement. See what happens when we get above support into resistance, how it reacts. Does it get pushed back or does it keep going? Momentum. Looks like silver made a double bottom like we planned. Now it's on its way back up. Just a slingshot pullback. See how we do. And they like doing these things when no one's watching. I guarantee you all the traders took day off. Plus, there's no one down at the trading floors anymore anyways. It's all computers. There's no specialist. They're dead. They have become extinct. The specialists on the floor. Copper's coming back into support. We got a 2-bar pattern forming on the daily. So 2-bar pattern, let it come back into support. Where is the support? Support can come all the way back in, but let's try the first previous highs, or the 8 sitting. Gold silver ratio. I'm going to pick up some gold, some silver, 75 to 1 ounce of gold. Nice little pump action there. I think, I hate to say it because it always fails, these cup and handles. So let's watch for the handle break above the cup and see how we do. I'm just going to keep buying silver though. Junk silver is what I prefer. Bitcoin is hanging in there. It's got bounced off the support line there, but keep in mind coming into resistance on the left shoulder head, right shoulder head and shoulders top. It's bouncing a little bit higher than I thought it would, and it did get rejected by the previous low. So watch it turn, watch it fall over. It's a head and shoulders. All it needs to do is confirm on the downside. It could happen very violently. Ethereum. Let's just keep to Ethereum's weekly chart. And I don't know why this is skewed all of a sudden. Weekly chart on Ethereum has a 2-bar pattern reversal. All that's holding it up is the 8 for support. So watch out below if it starts to break down. I would take, was that 10.36? Watch out below if that cracks on the downside. GDX, watch out below. It kind of gapped and ran today, closing on its lows. Kind of broke out, made a double top. Huge reversal there. 2-bar reversal on the downside, came into resistance, came into resistance, came into resistance, finally broke previous lows. Gapped down and ran. Watch for the double bottoms to come in. Still bullish on them, but it just needs to gather its legs, I guess. Not ready. Which I find it hard to believe, but the market is just selling contracts as everyone's buying. That's what it feels like. And the price pinch got rejected on this one. You can see all the 8.13 coming into the 34, and it just got rejected on the downside. So look for double bottoms to come in. Maybe we're just looking for an opposing point. I don't know where that opposing point is going to be, but I do have support all the way down to 30. And you know, it's just in that pattern. So Nugget broke down from the previous lows. So let's find out where the opposing point is. I'm looking for some kind of a slingshot reversal to pull back and then just sling right across resistance. We have to wait and see if that happens ever. Same with JNUG. It's flirting with support levels. Broke it down. Now we're looking for some kind of an opposing point, some kind of another pattern to form. So once it breaks down like that, we have to wait for the pattern to form. The pattern can show up on a 4-hour chart or an hourly chart, but it's closing on its lows, so we gotta wait until it finds the bottom. Kind of sucks. daily. 10-year bond. It's got some pump action there. Swung it down really hard and fast. Hasn't looked back since. Look for a bullish retracement back into support. It broke into previous lows, so I don't know if that's going to ever happen. Not at least not right away. Once it breaks into previous lows, we look for the rejection. But once momentum breaks into previous lows, it could ride up this whole range. No bearish, no bullish retracement yet on that. Bullish retracements back into support are bullish consolidation patterns. Nikkei did exactly the opposite of what I thought it would. An inverted hammer over support turned into a falling star. And then we got a hammer here, but into resistance got rejected. So that's the bearish retracement. So now it's going to come back down. So we got a double top whipsaw here. I would hate to trade the Nikkei. It's got gaps everywhere. I would hate that so much. But the weekly's still strong. It's still way above support. So let it come into support, gather its legs, and try again. I just thought it was ready. It's not ready. Came back down in first. Shanghai Composite, that's a nice looking chart. Watch the previous high breaks. Looks like it's closed above previous highs now. It's breaking into the previous gap. Looks like it filled the gap. Let it break into that next candle, into previous lows, right up their range. It's building pretty nicely on Shanghai Composite. Coal. Coal's looking a lot better than it did. I got a reverse head and shoulders. So watch the previous high breaks. That's a reverse head and shoulders. Watch the right shoulder. They can always sneak you. It'll act like a pump, and then they'll dump that right shoulder right on you. The slingshot. Slingshot pullback. This out of the way. Pretty nice bullish right here. Hit resistance, came back into support. Now it's ready for the flat top break. This could be just be a 1-2 punch right over the 34. We don't see that a lot, but when you do see that quick pullback into support, watch the previous high break, bam. That sometimes that right shoulder can be short and sweet. When it's short and sweet, watch for a big run. That means the momentum is just pumping. So watch for that. But always watch for the head fake across the 34, let it come back, that right shoulder, let it come back in. It's going to play the game. Steel, still trying to get over that that gap, trying to fill that gap. Nice U saucer bottom, making into a handle. Nice cup and handle, but the cup, the handle break got rejected, so it's still gathering its legs, taking its time, getting into resistance off that 34. Once it gets into the 34, watch for the pop, covering that gap. CLF, same thing. Nice bullish run over the 34, back into support, watch the flat top break over that balance line. You can see the balance line. You can't see it there. I used the long-term charts. It's a little skewed. Let's get this straightened out. Taking the opposing points, the previous low and the previous high. Watch for a run in and over that line on the weekly. That's a little better. It looks bullish. That's the bullish. And you can see the W bottom right here, right over resistance. And come on. Right over resistance, back into support, and then pop. right outside that balance point. Oh, AG. What happened? Still looking at support lines. This thing has consolidated for a very long time, where everything else has fallen over. Let's just take this line here. Trade outside the pattern. You never know. Maybe AG just takes that long step downwards and then slingshots back across. But stay inside the pattern. It still has to support, but look, what I'm worried about is it's closing on its lows. Hopefully on Wednesday, open, we'll have a double back. And which reminds me, let's look at gold. See what I'm talking about? Every time I look at the gold chart, I'm going to have to fix it. This stupid fat finger. It's retarded. This is how they play games. All right, so gold's at $4. Last time we looked at it was 2. So it's still running up. We need to get back above support line, which is 1232 and above. So we've got $10 to get up. Looks like silver's bouncing as well. So let's get the double back on AG, especially the miners as well. USLV, 752. What is that? 752, Jenny? Oh, AG. Oh, did it close 752 is what you're saying? I'm not sure what 752 is. Is that where it closed? Or stay above? You mean stay above? Oh, swing low. Yes. You're right. I'm thinking on Monday, though, it's going to double back. That's what gold's doing. That's what silver's doing. It's going to double back. So, see, when it closes on its lows, you got to also pay attention to on the open. When it does open, does it open on the same low as the previous? Because that would be a double bottom. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's going to make a double bottom on Wednesday morning and maybe even just a gap up into resistance. No, I don't know. I think this is all just a bunch of manipulation, slingshot pullbacks. They pull it back as hard as fast as they can and then just let it rip right across resistance lines. Shaking everybody out in the meantime. Plus, they're doing it when no one's watching. Oh, I see, from May. I gotcha. NAK, USLV, by the way, was on support. NAK hit resistance and now it's falling over. So watch for previous low breaks. Let it come back in. If it breaks previous lows, don't stand there like a victim. Sell it and buy it back at support. I don't know where support is. Watch for the reversal bars. I would say that's a good line of support right there. The previous high, previous low. Running into this whipsaw. URA, nice move. Nice indeed. Previous high break. I think we talked about that, the consolidation over the balance point and just busted. UEC, nice. It's building. Had a little rejection, but I think it's raring to go. It popped. It came back into support kind of in the intraday chart. Nice reversal. The reverse head and shoulders here. Left, head, right, pop. URRE, still consolidating across that line, but I think it's gearing up to go as well. Watch the previous high breaks, 153. I would say 150 and above. Why not? Use that emotional spot, 150. Apple, that's going to fall over. I don't know if you can tell, but watch for previous low breaks. Take a short on it. Please. That's a death drop. There ain't nothing there. That's a no man's land kind of drop. Well, I'm not sure about what manipulation is out there, but it certainly is. Watch for the depth drop on Apple and Google. Google already started. Google, on the other hand, watch for a bearish retracement back into resistance. Watch for the bearish retracement. That is your best short. When it gets into resistance and gets rejected, that's your best short. Watch it fall after that. It could just go straight down too. Look at it, it's inside the gap. It broke previous lows on that gap, which was a major line of support. Gaps are good resistance support levels. It's going to fall into support 876 would be your next support line. Let it fill. So gold's up $4, a little bit more than we talked a minute ago. And silver's having a tougher time, but it's still on a trajectory to turn around for us. Yeah, the uranium charts are looking good. Absolutely. I think that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. I got 8 people watching. I got 2 thumbs up. And thanks, Dan, for the comments. Jenny, as always, happy 4th of July. And if anything crazy gets on and I get bored tomorrow, maybe I'll do another one. Comment on the futures, because the futures market is open. It's going to be open all night, I believe. And I don't know, we need to talk to someone about that fat finger, because that's going to suck every time I get the gold chart open. That's retarded. All the way down to negative 1,227. I think that's just crazy. It is a fat finger. It's just a glitch. But I don't know. Anyways, I'll see you guys. Follow me on Steemit. Share, like, and comment from Steemit, the source. And I'll upvote your comments. And it's a good 30 cents on comments. I've got some good influence going on. And other than that, I'll see you guys later. I appreciate every one of you.